Okay, moving on to linebackers. From our earlier ratings, we've changed a little bit, but it's pretty much the same guys with maybe one switch. Our first guy on the list, and who's moved up a bit, is Edgerrin Cooper of Texas A&M. He came out of virtually nowhere last fall after being mostly a backup early in his career. The light went on, and he became a dominant force. He has experience both in the box and as an overhang player. Excellent length for the position. He has a big tackle radius and makes tackles that others may not get to. He's instinctive. He's patient reading his key and has a nose for the ball once he sees it. Has the ability to avoid and slip blocks on the move and locate the ball. Has range to chase sideline to sideline and can be physical tackler. Tends to run through tackles, and while he can get upright, he rarely misses. Has decent cover skill using his length to impact the throwing lane and zone coverage. He was often used as a spy on mobile quarterbacks. He's been used often to blitz and shows anticipation and quickness at the snap. He has a closing burst, closing on quarterbacks, and has been productive as a pass rusher. Somewhat high cut, that will be something to watch as he's not the best take-on linebacker. Tends to play high and struggles to gather attacking blocks. His tool set and ability will fit any team looking for a linebacker. Got speed and cover skill, and that's what NFL teams want, along with the ability to make plays in the run game. Our next guy is Junior Colson of Michigan. He has the desired frame of an NFL inside linebacker. To go with that, he's instinctive against the run and has twitch and athleticism needed to excel. Shows quick read and react and is adept at scraping off tackle and squaring up in the running lane. Flashes downhill ability and can take an open window and make plays in the backfield. Uses his hands to ward off blocks on the move and has speed to outrun blocks to the perimeter. His lateral agility allows him to make plays all along the line and close cutback lanes. Has perimeter-to-perimeter range and pursuit. Very good tackle radius with long arms to wrap up tackles. Can be physical, gathering and driving through tackles. Excellent zone defender in coverage. He can reroute and run the seam with inside receivers up the field, along with flipping his hips to find the throwing lane. Quick change of direction allows him to stress the throwing lane and plant and drive with the ball in the air. Inconsistent taking on blocks. He's had some problems getting stalemated by straight-up blocks with the play at him. He's better at shedding, working on the move, getting to the outside. He's going to have to develop a little bit in that area. Occasionally misses tackles by leaving his feet, but his skill set is 3 down, and he could be one of the first linebackers taken in this draft. Our next guy is Jeremiah Trotter Jr. He's the son of former All-Pro linebacker Jeremiah Trotter Sr. Trotter is a different kind of player than his dad, but just as effective. He lacks ideal height and has a slimmer frame, but his size is good enough to play in today's NFL. An instinctive and versatile player who fits what NFL teams look for in an off-the-ball linebacker. Outstanding agility. His strengths are playing in space and coverage. Very active. He's quick to read and react and shows an extreme burst getting to the perimeter on outside runs. Has excellent change of direction and avoids blocks in pursuit and flashes hand usage on the move. Can be explosive tackling with the ability to square up and drive on tackle. When blitzing, he shows snap anticipation and closing speed in the backfield. Gets the right depth and zone coverage drops and has excellent use of peripheral vision and head on a swivel to process route combination and read the quarterback's delivery key. Has solid anticipation and is quick to plant and drive with the ball in the air. In man coverage, he can match and mirror most backs out of the backfield and take a tight end up the field. He can lunge a little at times on tackles, and in space he will miss. He's not the most physical take-on guy, and hand usage is somewhat suspect. In the right scheme, he can be an elite player, and he projects as a will linebacker in most NFL schemes. Our next guy is Payton Wilson of North Carolina State. This guy was highly decorated this past season. He was the Butkus and Bednarik Award winner in 2023, along with being first-team All-ACC and ACC Defensive Player of the Year. He had ACL and shoulder injuries along with surgeries, but has been healthy the last 2 seasons. He's been around for 6 years at NC State, and finally began to be the player he wanted to be these last 2 years. He's tall with a somewhat narrow body. He's played both in the box and as an overhang player. He's instinctive and athletic, with elite stopwatch speed and non-stop motor. Has outstanding range and pursuit with incredible ability to chase backside. Can slip blocks on the move and take solid angles to the ball. Gathers and drives through tackles, making plays in space. Often used to blitz, he has a knack for hitting an open gap and closing with a burst on the quarterback. He has a knack for hitting that gap. He's an excellent cover linebacker. He gets depth in his drops, reads the quarterback, and stresses the throwing lane. Quick to plant and drive with the ball in the air. Has the speed and loose hips to cover backs and inside receivers up the field. Has mirror ability to stay in phase throughout the route. While he has desired height, his overall length is below average with a short wingspan. This is normally a major downgrade, but it hasn't affected his tackling as he seldom misses. Has given up some yards after contact when square up. He's not consistently strong taking on blocks and can get stalemated. His skill set is a fit in today's NFL, but the medical issues are going to have to be addressed. Okay, our last guy is Cedric Gray of North Carolina. He was a 3-year starter, and he was first-team All-ACC in 2022 and 2023. Aggressive, instinctive player working in line with excellent inside run fits. Quick with read and react. There is no wasted movement when he sees it. Plays downhill and is adept at taking open windows and blocking schemes. Strong at the point of attack, he plays with outstanding leverage and square up in the hole, using quick, strong hands to stack and shed and make a play. He's adept at dip and rip through an angle block without losing a path to the ball. Quickness allows him to slip blocks on the move. He squares up, wraps and drives through tackles both in line and in the alley. He has remarkable range in pursuit and can chase to the perimeter. He can get to the sideline from the backside and make a play in space. Shows blitz skill in anticipating the snap and getting through an inside gap. Solid zone defender with depth in his drop and vision to see multiple threats. Finds the throwing lane consistently. He also has the ability to match backs on flat and wheel routes and man coverage. He can get stalemated at times by a powerful blocker. Will sometimes misread a fit and create a running lane for a back. Missed tackle percentage was a little too high, as at times he overruns or dives at tackles. Has 3-down potential, and his best fit could be a will in most schemes. A little bit undersized, but he's a solid prospect. For all of Ourlads rankings on these various defensive positions, you can go to Ourlads.com and also purchase the guide. Go to Ourlads.com, click on the Buy Draft Guide, and it will direct you as how to get the guide. You can either get a digital version or you can get a hard copy book that you can hold in your hands, which is desired by a lot of our customers.